you able to see it? If you can see it, you can give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I see some Suwani, right? Okay, not every one of you is in the screen, but those of you whom I can see, thank you very much. Okay, so we'll be starting on lesson 7. 2 weeks ago, I've met you, and I wonder if you remember my rules, okay, my expectation. My expectations are very simple. I would just like students to participate. All right. What do I mean by that? Participate means we are going to read or speak clearly and confidently. All right. And my belief is it is very normal to make mistakes while we are learning. And that's all right because we are here to learn together. So these are my simple expectation, which I hope everyone can try your best. That means just participate. All right. Just be involved in the lesson. All right. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, a quick check-in. All right, we'll make this quite quick because we may not have that much of time. And throughout the weeks, I think I may want to use this as the check-in. So even if you don't get to do it today, maybe next week or some other lessons, you get to share yours. So one check-in I have today for you is the question. What emotions are like feelings. What emotions are you feeling the most today? So I've got some so I know a lot of us will say happy, sad. These are the common one that you know. I'll introduce a few more to you so that you know them and you can use them. Bored simply means that, oh, maybe the whole day you were doing something that was a little bit boring for you or nothing much exciting. It will be quite the opposite, okay? Bored, excited, worried. Maybe there's something that is coming up for you, like, I don't know whether in your country is there an exam coming up soon. Some student in our school, when exams and so on are coming up, they may feel a little bit worried, or you can worry about something else. Offended. Offended means, well, maybe somebody say something that you didn't like, or somebody did something that you didn't like, and you felt offended by that behavior. Hopeful. When you're feeling hopeful, you feel that, oh, there's a lot of positive thoughts. There's a lot of good things that might come into play for you. So you are feeling very hopeful, feeling very positive. You're feeling interested when you feel that, oh, you are doing something that you really like and you felt very happy about it. Let's get maybe a couple of students, 1, 2, or 3 students to just share today. I see on my screen there is that Sinelli? Is that how I say your name? Sinelli. Can you unmute the girl? Yes, thank you. You did it already. Why don't you tell me your emotion today? Sinelli, come.
Excuse me, can you throw the question again?
Sure. My question is, I like that you asked me to repeat. Okay, good, Sinelli. My question is, what emotion are you feeling the most today? So for example, I give you my example. I am feeling really hopeful this weekend because I know that my student is going to finish their school term this term. And I'm hopeful that they will actually look forward to the whole of this week today. All right. So I'm really feeling hopeful for this coming week. What about you, Sinelli? What are you feeling the most today? It can
I'm
be
feeling
any other.
happy today.
Oh, you're feeling happy. What makes you happy? Any reasons for your happiness?
Because yesterday was my father's birthday.
Wow. Oh, congratulations. I mean, I wish your father had a good birthday. So you are feeling very happy because of, the weekends. Your father was celebrating his birthday and you felt happy for him. Thank you very much for sharing. How about we get someone who the screen is not on? How about Tarushi? Tarushi, are you there? Would you like to share the emotions that you were feeling the most today? Tarushi, not there? Oh, she's unmuted or he is unmuted.
Today has been excited day for me.
Nice, thank you. So for Tarushi, she said it has been an exciting day for her. You were feeling excited for any special reasons? Do you have a reason for feeling excited? Tarushi? The reason behind your excitement. Okay, we lost her a little bit. That's all right. Let's just get one more person to share. Or is there a volunteer instead of me calling out? You would like to really share your emotion today, even if it is slightly negative, but you would like to talk about it. It's fine too. All right. Is there a volunteer?
Yeah,
You
Ishumi
can put
or
your-
Tashmi. You can unmute by yourself and you can tell.
Oh, Tasumi would like to say more about her excitement? No? Okay. Any
Ishumi?
other volunteer?
Yeah, Ishumi, there are 2 students raise their hands.
Oh, there is? Can you unmute and say?
Ishumi.
Ah, it's Sumi. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm so sorry. Thank you. So is it Tashmi? Is that how I say your name? Tashmi, you raise your hand, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you
Today
like to
my
share?
feeling is I'm so excited.
Okay.
Uh,
The reason?
'Cause
Ah,
my favorite class will begin tomorrow. So
oh,
I'm
your
so
favorite
excited.
class. So
Yeah.
what class is that called? Can you let us know a little bit? Something interesting? What class is that? It's starting tomorrow. What do you
My
do in?
science class.
Oh, my Sarah's class. So what do you do in that kind of class?
I like
do you-
to work with my friends and teacher.
Science.
Talk something like interesting with my friends.
Oh, I like your expression. Okay, thank you. So you were saying you are very excited because this
Yeah.
week you are going to start a science class that you are looking forward to, and you like working with your friends and teacher in this. Is it science? Did I get it correctly? Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Do you all get
science.
to do experiments also? Do experiment in science class? A little bit?
Some days.
Some
Yes.
days.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you for sharing. I really love your sharing. And for all those who have spoke just now, I also appreciate your sharing. So like these 3 example, in future session, we'll get different student to also do a little bit of short sharing. Okay. And it's all right to actually just share our emotion. Okay. All right. She's getting a little bit excited there now. Okay. Let's do a quick review. We are going to be reviewing pronouns. 2 weeks ago, I've gone through quite a number of pronouns. We are going to revise it. Today is still on pronouns, but it's more on question words, which are going to be really useful in your reading comprehension. Okay, let's review on different types of pronouns now. Okay, the very basic one, we have gone through this. I, he, she, it, you, we, they. So all these are to replace the noun in a sentence. So instead of keep saying Jimmy and Lynn, we will change it to they sometimes. All right. That's what we do at times. We don't have to keep saying Jimmy and Lynn all the time. We can replace it with they if it doesn't include I in the sentence. Sometimes we will change it to we. Okay. And for male character, we use he. For female character, we use she. This is quite basic. It's just a quick revision. All right. We also talk a little bit about object pronoun. Object pronoun is when we change the object noun. Okay. So for example, Mrs. Green gave Laura the paper. So in this case, if you are going to actually change Laura to its object pronoun, we will definitely use her. Mrs. Green gave her the paper. Corey put the pencil, pencil being an object. If it's an object, we will simply use it. Okay. Corey put it in his desk. Okay, we also talked very quickly about reflexive pronoun. It is important when we actually talk about who is the person in the statement doing the action. Okay, so that's where we know when it's I, you use myself. When it's someone else, talking about the second person, we say yourself. He, himself. She, herself. It will be itself. And it's when it's more than one. This three is when they are more than one person. We use ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Okay. And lastly, we talk about possessions, possessive pronoun. In possessive pronoun, we got to take note in, I will use these two examples to just revise. Sometimes we can simply say, it is my book. However, when you're trying to say the book is mine, you will spell it with M-I-N-E. All right. Same goes when it's in this sentence. For example, it is their book. So when we are trying to replace it with possessive pronouns at the end, we say the book is theirs with an S at the end. You will notice. Okay, they put an S at the end for the spelling. Okay, a quick revision now. Let's do this. Let me just hide this. Sorry. Okay. We'll be going through this section. What I'd like you to do is you can just say out the answer, maybe as a group, okay, as I read the first sentence. So when, if you're the one saying it later on, for my first example, I'll read it out, then you'll say the answer together. The next example, maybe one person to read the whole sentence, okay? So the first one, my mother, oh, hold on, because I can't see my own screen. Let me move this down first. How do I minimize this? Okay. All right. My mother baked the cake. What's the best answer here, student? Kanutua, you can call it out. The three girls can shout it out.
Himself. Herself.
Thank you. It should be herself. Okay. Let me just annotate the answer first. Okay. You're right. Because of mother, definitely we will change it to herself. All right. The second example, while you're doing it, remember to read out the whole sentence, okay? Let's have Nimeshi. Is it Nimeshi? Is that how I say your name? Nimeshi, would you like to say out the second example? Maybe it's not available now. Matushi, how about you? Matushi, go. Number 2.
Footballers wear a sticker on their t-shirts.
Thank you. Very nice. Okay. There, just a simple there. Thank you. Next person, Ruwagi. Ruwagi is not there or not ready yet. Let's get the other girl, Suwani.
My friend is Sue. She's fantastic. I love her.
Her, definitely, all right. My friend Sue is fantastic. I love her. So I like how she actually pauses a little bit at the comma. That's, you know, when you read it like that, it's perfect. Very nice. Next person. Nimeshi, are you back? Will you be able to say number 4 now? Just now, probably not ready. No? Suchashi. Did I miss her name? Oh, it went away. Suchari. Suchari, come. You could do the unmute button, right? Suchari. Yep. Number 4.
Do you play tennis with me?
With, what's the last answer? I just couldn't hear you. I think you are correct. Do you play tennis with? You can spell it out. Say out the spelling.
Do you play tennis with them?
Yes, okay. Do you play tennis with them? Okay, or with them. Some of you say it as them or them. Okay, either one is fine. Very nice. If I didn't hear you clearly, don't worry. You can try to say it again. All right. Next one, number 5. Is there a volunteer? I think I've caught a lot of you. Oh, and Sinelli. Sinelli, raise her hand. Sinelli, come. You got to unmute first.
Can you give me your red pen? I don't know where is mine.
Okay, so in this case, how do you spell the mine? The options are here. How do you spell the mine for this number 5 blank?
M-I-N-E.
Thank you, Izumi. Thank you for volunteering out the answers and helping your friends along. Next one, number 6. Someone else, please.
Ravi cut the trees himself.
Thank you. Okay, Rabi being a boy's name, he cuts the tree himself. Okay. Next one, my brother made his bed, but my sister hasn't made. Okay, everyone can shout out the answers. My brother made his bed, but my sister hasn't made.
Hers.
I saw hers. Thank you. Some of you unmute and said it out, right? Hers with an S at the end. Okay, they have a little dog, but I didn't know. It's. Okay, how do you spell it? Do you need to put the apostrophe in this case? Do you need to
No.
put this marking?
No.
No. All right. Yes. In this case, if you're just trying to talk about belongings, okay, we will just put ITS. They have a little dog, but I don't know its name. My brother hates hamburger. Never eats it. So what should this blank be? He, definitely, okay? He never eats it. The boys don't play with her because very unfriendly.
She is very unfriendly.
Thank you. All right. Some of you are participating by giving out the answers now. Thank you. Freddie. Freddie is showing his photo and I showed him mine.
Me.
Yes,
Me.
Freddie is showing me and I show him mine. Very good. This is should be me. Okay. Jack and Jill spend free time at the field. There, yes. There, but without the S. Okay. Jack and Jill spend their free time at the field. Thank you for your participation. Okay. So we have reviewed what we did 2 weeks ago, a lot about pronouns. Okay. Now let's go to today's focus, which is question word interrogative pronouns, we call it. It may not be something that you don't know. You might find it very familiar, okay? But why are we going through this? Later on, I'll tell you why. Because when you are doing reading comprehension, it's always good to keep all this question word in your head as you read something, because you want to understand something. So for example, okay, when you see question word like who, you know that we are referring to people. So for example, who is this? This is Bob. When you have question word regarding what, starting with what, you know that we want a specific thing, a specific item. So what is this? This is a house. When you talk about how, question word how, it is used to describe the manner in which something is done. So, or maybe a description of how something is like. So in this case, we ask, how is Mrs. White? You say she is friendly, okay? Like a manner or a description. Where? Question word where is referring to location, or we call it place. where do you live? In this example, I live in London. For your case, you live in Sri Lanka. For my case, I live in Singapore. So which, when you're using which, there is always a choice, being made. So for example, this guy holding on to the t-shirt, which t-shirt should I choose? Okay, so which is when there's a choice in it. This is a little bit less common, whose, with an SE. So when you have whose, it's not just talking about person, but the person's belonging, or we call it the person's possession. Okay, so whose instrument is it? It's the Japanese girl's instrument. So when we ask whose, we want to look for the owner, and who is the owner of that item. All right, when we use whose, we are actually talking about possession. Next one, when. When is often referred to a time, can be date, can also be occasion. So for example, when we met 2 weeks ago, the occasion that Sunday was a Mother's Day. So, or just now one of the students actually mentioned yesterday was her father's birthday. So that is also when, it's talking about a period or talking about an occasion. Okay, something that is happening. Okay, when do you go jogging? In this case, the answer in this example is Sunday. So how many? I think is quite simple. We're talking about quantity and the numbers and why. So in my first introduction just now, the check-in, I like to ask you, let's say for your emotion, then I would say, try to tell me your reason. Try to tell me why you're feeling that way. So the why often has to do with giving a reason, give an explanation, or one of your friends just now say she likes science. Okay, maybe she likes to do the experiment. That could be one of the reason. Okay, so whenever you have why, sometimes people tend to answer with because. That give you the hint. You need to provide some supporting explanation or a reason. So we have some example now straight away, which we are going to practice. Okay, I have the answers here. So you see, after the question mark, I have the answers. What I need you to do is to find me the suitable question words to fill in. Okay, interrogative pronouns to fill in. Fill in one of these words into the blank. So the first example says, it's Laura's. So what is a possible question for it? Ihansa? Oh, thanks. Somebody already called it out. So Ihansa, maybe later, okay? You can try later. So somebody called out, it should be whose. Just now I was talking about belonging, right? So yes, that makes a lot of sense, right? Whose is that coat? It's Laura's. Very good. Second question. At 7:45 a.m. What is a possible question word that we can fill in here?
When?
Okay, nice. I want the person who first shouted it out, right, to say the whole question for me, please.
When time do you catch the school bus?
Thanks, good try. So I know that you actually thought that, okay, just now you did mention when is for us to use it for like a time or like an occasion. Good listening. However, in this case, because my answer is a specific time, all right, it is a specific time. That means instead of using when, I want actually what. You see, it will make more sense because I will ask this. What time do you catch the school bus? Because I want a very specific answer. So what would be a better answer here? But I like your participation. Very nice. Good. Let's continue. Next question. So the answer will be because it's raining.
Why are you carrying an umbrella?
Thank you, Suvani. Nice. And a few others who join in. Why are you carrying an umbrella? Because it's raining. All right. Next one. The guy with blue jeans.
Who is your boyfriend?
Yes, in this case, we use who without the S, please. It's just who, the person, all right? Who is your boyfriend? The guy with blue jeans. Okay, next one. in Barcelona. This is a place in Spain. So,
Where were you born?
where?
were you born?
Yes, we are, because I told you about the answer in case some of you do not know. Barcelona is a place, right? So you will know, okay, you are looking for where, right? Where were you born? In Barcelona. Next one, because it's summer.
Why is it hot?
So hot.
Why is it
Thank you. Good participation there, class. Why is it so hot? Because it's summer. All right, let's do a few more.
Where?
Question.
Sorry, teacher, we can't really hear you.
Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah,
It
we
was
can't really
breaking
hear
up?
you just now. Yeah, it's much
Okay.
better now. Yeah.
Thank you. Tashmi, would you like to say the whole question?
Okay. Where are my trainers, Mom? I think they are in the wardrobe.
Thanks, Tashmi. I think, right, some of you may be wondering, trainers, maybe your idea of trainers is just like the person who is teaching you, like an instructor, right? Over here, the trainers actually means like, you know, your pants, your pants for, you know, going for maybe like your training pants. Okay. Next one. I would like to go to the cinema. Question from the class?
What do you want to do today? I would like to go to the...
Okay, so what would you want to do today, or where do you want to do today? Because just now I did hear, some of you actually did mention where, some of you mentioned what. Okay, so you got to look at the answers, right? The answer says, I would like to go to the cinema. So maybe some of you were looking at the location. So you thought that, could this question be asking where, you know, where are you going today? But if the answer is where, I would straight away ask, where do you want to go today? All right, I would straight away ask, where do you want to go today? But since the question tag in front here did not have the word go, but instead is it's with do, a better question would be, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? I would like to go to the cinema, okay, instead of where. But good try, all right, those of you who actually try it out just now, well done. Next one, number 9.
What is your dad doing at the moment?
Thank you. Okay, very good and clear reading, speaking. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Let me clean it off, please. You were correct, but I say I write it wrongly, okay? So she was saying just now, Isumi was saying, it should be simply, what is your dad doing at the moment? Okay, working. Next one. My friend Alice.
Who did you call
call
last night?
Good, class. Who did you call last night? My friend Alice. Oh, coffee and toast.
What do you usually have for breakfast? Coffee and toast.
Nice. Okay, again, we want a specific answer, and we will use the question word what. Next one, this afternoon.
When are your friend coming?
Yes, because the answer is about a time, about a period of time. So we say when. Okay, when are your friends? Oh, I make a mistake here because I think most of you are in upper grade. You will know that we use are when we have friends here. Okay, when are your friends coming? This afternoon. Okay, next one. My dad's.
Whose shoes are you wearing?
Yes, I heard it correctly. Most of you say it with an S. Whose shoes are you wearing now? My dad's. Okay, my dad's shoes. Okay, a few minutes ago.
When did she send you last email?
Okay. My apologies for some of the mistake. So again, you ask, when did she send you the last email? Very good. So that was a few minutes ago. When? A period of time. Okay, next one. At the school canteen.
Where do you
We
often
often have lunch.
Yes. Where do you often have lunch? At the school canteen. Lastly, because today is her birthday.
Why Sonia is so happy?
Yeah, just like the
Birthday.
student just now. Why is she happy today? Yesterday was her dad's birthday. So for this case is why is Sonia so happy? Because today it's her birthday. All right. Good participation, student. Let's go on. So I have next a few sets of questions that allow you to do a lot of conversation with other people. All right. Very quickly, we will again just pick the right answer for each question. There are altogether 20 of them, and we'll just finish it. First one, do you live? The options?
Where do you
Where do you live?
Yes, and I like that the class have the habit of just saying out the whole sentence now. Where do you live? Next one, have you lived there? Which is the best option for this?
How long
How long have you lived there?
Good. How
long?
long have you lived there? Next one. Do you live with?
Who do
Who do you live with?
Yes. Who do you live with? All right, because it only makes sense to then give more information about who do you live with. Next one.
How many people
How many people are there in your family?
Yes, how many people are there in your family? Okay, good. These are very they are very common questions that you can ask when you're having conversations in English, when you get to know new friends. Okay, next one, number 5.
How do you get to school?
All right. How do you get to school? Like in what manner? Maybe you walk, you cycle, you took a bus, or you took a train, right? So how do you get to school? 6. What's your mother's name? Okay, so when they put what's and apostrophe like this, okay, I hope you know that it actually means what is, okay? It's actually the same as what is your mother's name, okay? So when they have what's in contraction like this, what's your mother's name? It actually means what is your mother's name. Very good. Most of you got that. Okay, next one.
When is your birthday?
When is your birthday, right?
When?
Okay, number 8.
What do you do on your birthday?
What do you do
Yes,
on your
what do
birthday?
you do on your birthday? Maybe in different culture, we may have different tradition, right? What do you do on your birthday? Next, number 9.
What are your hobbies?
Yes. What are your hobbies? Next, number 10.
What's your phone number?
What's your phone number? Yes, it's a common question to ask, especially when you get to meet new friends. You will exchange maybe phone numbers, right? What's your phone number? Next question.
What's your email address?
Again, very specific one. What's your email address? This one.
How tall are you?
Thank you, Ihansa. You're right. Ihansa and friends in sharing the account. It should be how tall, right? We won't ask how long, how high, and how much, right? How tall are you? Okay. 13. What's a possible, oh, sorry. What's a possible question word for this?
When do you go to cinema? You go to the
When do you go to the cinema? Actually, I realized that I put in 2 possible question words. It can be when. When do you go to the cinema?
Do you go to the cinema?
What's that second answer?
When do you go to the cinema?
Yes. So I think both are possible, right? When do you go to the cinema? Or maybe how often do you go to the cinema? Both of them are acceptable because when maybe for some children, they don't get to go very often, maybe only very special occasion, maybe like when it's a celebration, let's say birthday, then the mummy will give the child a birthday treat. When do you get to go? Special occasion. But somebody who is more fortunate maybe can go more often. We will ask, how often do you go to the cinema? All right, very good. Number 14.
What do you usually do?
on Sunday?
Yes, we are looking for a specific things that the person who answers needs to give me. What do you usually do on Sunday? Number 15.
Which color do you like most?
Red or green?
Like most.
Nice. Because of the choice, okay, because of the choices given, a lot of you know that we should pick which color do you like the most? Okay, red or green. Next one.
How many
teeth?
How many teeth do you have? Okay, nice. 17.
How many do you have?
Mm.
How
All
many
right.
do you have?
How many cousins do you have? I believe the person who at first read how long must be thinking aloud. You must be reading through your answers. You were trying out the options, right? But I wouldn't say how long cousins do you have, right? How many cousins do you have? That makes the most sense, all right? And cousins would be your relative, right? How many cousins do you have? Next one.
How far do you live from here?
Let's have one answer. Let's get one person to read it out. Suwani?
How far do you live from
How
here?
far do you live from here?
Yes, very good. Because of the word from here, right? So we are going to choose how far, okay? How far do you live from here? That would be good. Because I think just now, if I'm not mistaken, I may have heard the other answers. So how far do you live from here? Good one. Next one, let's carry on. Number 19.
How much does a cinema ticket cost?
How much does a cinema ticket cost? And lastly,
How
How
long
long did this interview take?
all right, maybe if we are in upper grades, you may have a chance to go for interview. We will think about how long did this interview takes. Okay, good. Student, we have, so just now, actually, with all these questions, it would be good in future if you can use this to use it as like an questions, for you and your friends to have conversation. But we're not going to do it today, all right? We're not going to do it today. We're going to straight away move into comprehension, all right? Today's comprehension is a very short passage, much shorter, all right? And the focus later on, I would like to just use some of the question word to tell you whenever you are reading a narrative text, that means when it's about a story, you're going to use your question words a lot to understand the story. Okay, some keywords and their meaning. Wages. Later on, if you see the word wages, in this case, in this context, the word wages just means like salary, the amount of money that you are paid for a job that is done. Risk. So when you are taking a risk, sometimes maybe if it is risky, okay, if you do something that is risky, that means the outcome may not be good or the outcome may not be pleasant, okay? So that's a risk. Afford. If you can afford something, that means you have enough money to pay for it. Circles. Circles, I believe you may know this. Circles is like whereby there's a group of traveling acrobats, clowns, and other tricks that they do in a circles. Okay, not the circle that we were talking about. It's circles. Okay, do you have that in Sri Lanka? Yes. Do you have circles? Or like you see it in the TV? I've never seen a circle before. Myself, I've never. Do you all know about circus? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Maybe you read it. Okay. But do you all have it, let's say, in your own country, whereby it is set up somewhere? No? Like in Sri Lanka itself? Do they have circles? No. Not something that is there, right? Okay. I don't think it's common here too. All right. Profit. A profit is the amount of money earn. Okay, when you have profit, savings, money that you save up. Okay, scarce. This word is pronounced as scarce. When words has ending with CE, C followed by E, usually it has the S sound. Okay, so this word is pronounced as scarce. Okay, scarce. Prosperous means to be successful. All right. Loan over here simply means land. Okay, we're going to go into the text. These are some of the words you may see in the text later on. A very short one, okay? Mark had very little saving. So he asked his friend Jane to loan him money to buy a gift for his mom. He knew that Jane earned good wages working after schools. However, Jane thought it was too big of a risk. Mark tried finding a part-time job, but jobs were scarce. He decided to open a lemonade store outside the circles. But would it prosper? On the first day, Mark's profit was $20. Now he can afford the gift. Okay, I would like to hear some reading aloud from students. So I think it's quite hard to do group reading, but would you like to give it a try if we read it as a group together with me? Then later on I get one or two to read it on your own. All right, let's read it as a group reading first. So if you can, let's unmute it. Unmute your microphone, okay, your Zoom, and we'll read it aloud together. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, go. Mark had very little savings. Are you there?
Mark
So you can,
had
can read together.
Very little savings.
Good. Let's continue. We'll read together from so over here. Okay, let's read from so together. 1, 2, go. So he asked his friend
So he
Jane
asked
to
his
loan
friend
him
Jane
money
to
to buy a
money
gift
to buy
for
a
his
gift
mom.
for his mom.
His mom.
He knew that
He
Jane
knew that Jane
earned good wages working after school.
After school.
However, Jane thought it was too big of a risk. Mark tried finding a part-time job, but jobs were scarce.
He
He decided to open a lemonade stand outside the circles. But would it prosper?
On
On
the
the
first
first
day,
day,
Mark's
Mark's profit was $20. So now he can afford the gift.
How he can after the gift.
Thank you. That was my first attempt to do like chorus reading in a Zoom. It's all right, although, you know, due to the network, we won't be doing like a chorus reading, but I think you get your chance to read it at your own place, you know, and you read it aloud. Thank you for that. I will not call an individual to read on it on his or her own. I think I'll just go on to the question now, okay? What I wanted to say just now was this. Whenever you are doing reading comprehension, especially when it's narrative text, narrative means it's like a story. Okay, like you see just now, there are characters. There are characters like who, all right? There are place, okay? There are when, they are like timing. So whenever it's a narrative, it's good to think about question words along the way to check your understanding, to check, am I understanding what the story is talking about, okay? And of course, when you don't, the best strategy is to reread. A few rereading usually will help you to get your who, where, when, and what's going on in the story. Okay, and of course, you will also ask sometimes the why, for reasons. Why did Jane not want to lend Mark the money? You know, so what was the reason? So things like that, we would think it through as we read the story. Okay, so it's good to think about question word whenever we are doing narrative story. Okay. Okay, over here, that's just our question. Right at the bottom, if you see the bottom here, who did Mark ask to borrow money from? I have the questions are very simple, but it's just for us to get into the habit of using all the question words. Okay, any volunteers? Come. Who did Mark ask to borrow money from? Anyone?
To borrow money from Jane.
Thanks. Okay, Mark asked to borrow money from Jane, and you have very complete answers. I like that. Okay, Mark asked to borrow money from Jane. Okay, that is the question. Word who, and of course we are looking for the key answer, a person, Jane. Nice. Next question. Where did Mark set up his store? Volunteers again? Anyone can participate.
Outside the circus.
Decided to open a lemonade stall outside the circle.
Yes, I like the very first answer. Second one is also not bad because the first answer actually went straight into the key question, which is where. So there's no need to leave all the details here. So there is no need to talk about all this here, but rather,
the circus.
yeah, just outside the circles. You're right. Outside the circles. Okay, that would be the key answer. This is the where. Where did Mark set up his store? He set up the store outside the circles. Next one. Why did Mark choose Jane to borrow money from? So the key question word here is why.
Because he knew that Jane earned good wages working after school.
Yeah, so Mark chose Jane because maybe he knows Jane has got some salary, some wages, some money, right? So that's the key answer. Why did Mark choose Jane to borrow money from? And when I hear your answer just now, you say because he knew Jane earned good wages working after school. So in fact, that's the whole line that you can actually take your answer from. Why? Because he knew Jane earned good wages working after school. Whose gift was Mark buying? Whose? How would you answer this?
His mother's gift.
Yes, nice. Very good. And so your answer could be Mark was buying his mom's, okay, because his mom's gift. Yep. And we use whose because this was introduced today, right? Whose. Next one. When was Mark able to buy the gift? So in this case, I have a when. Let's see whether you can get that. When was Mark able to buy the gift?
After the Mark's profit.
Well done. Thank you. And this one is not so direct, right? But just now we mentioned. Oh, so some of you actually choose both are acceptable, but I think the first answer whereby the person talks about when he made his profit, that was better. But the way you say it could be, when was Mark able to buy the gift? He was able to buy it when he made profit. Oh, okay. When he made profit. Well, if the other answer, the other student actually mentioned, shall I put in the first day? Why not? Okay. Mark was able to buy the gift. Maybe we should use the word after is even better, which I hear your friend actually used that word just now, right? Oh, sorry. Let me just clean that off first. Okay, just now that student actually mentioned after he earns.
Mark had very little savings, so
Yeah. So it was this. Mark was able to buy the gift after he made profit on the first day.
Mark had very little savings, so he asked Jane to loan him money to buy a gift for his mother. Knew that she earned good wages working out. However, Jane thought it was too big of a risk. Mark tried finding a part-time job, but jobs were scarce. He decided to open a lemonade stall outside the circus. but would it prosper? On the first day, Mark's profit was $20. Now he can afford the gift. When
Afford the
was
gift.
Mark able to buy the gift? After he made
Profit. So sorry about my handwriting. Thank you, Budika, who's Budika, right? You are reading it. Thank you for sharing the answers one more time. It was shared already. Thank you. I was just trying to make the answer a little bit more complete. So when we talk about when, sometimes it could be when something has happened, when something has taken place. So I really like the first answer whereby someone mentioned when he has profits, right? When he has made money, so he is able to buy the gift. Okay. So when was Mark able to buy the gift? Mark was able to buy the gift after he made profit on the first day. All right. So that was all good. So today's, if I were to recap, we were doing a lot on question words. And like what I mentioned, question words are important, especially at reading comprehension. Today, we use a simple example to show the importance of the question words. Maybe next week or so, we will use passages that are slightly more difficult. All right. So I will end the sharing for today. And let me see your face. Is there any question at this point? No? All's good. Thank you. All right. So I'm ready to end the class. So I pass it back to Reverend or Song.
Thank you, teacher Suting. And thank you, teacher Wen.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, good. Everybody come on board and wave
Thank you,
goodbye
teacher.
to teacher.
Thank you. Thank you for the participation. I really like it when you all read together and just call out the answers, okay? See you all next week.
Bye,
See you.
everyone.
Bye.
You can log off or you can turn off the video.
Sorry, overshot a
Good to see
little, so
everyone.
the grade
Oh, no. It's all good.
can
I mean,
come on fast. Okay,
I shouldn't
okay.
say it on behalf of Ginny.
Okay, see you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, students. See you.
Thank you, teacher Suting. Have a good weekend. Whatever that's left. Yes, teacher Ginny.